Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. Excuse me while I finish a piece of chocolate. It was a good piece, too. Had those little crispy rice pieces in it. It was delicious. Just like Daily Dose Radio. It's delicious. And it's good for you. And I guess chocolate's kind of good for you, too. At least I'll say that, and we'll pretend it today. Psalm 97. That's where we've been all this week. Today, let's see, we're going to look at verses 8 and 9. Still in the section about the Lord and the people. Let me read verse 8. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced, because of thy judgments, O Lord. For thou, O Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted, far above all gods. Well, that chocolate's still working on me. Zion heard and was glad. What did Zion hear about? Well, Zion heard that the heavens had declared the glory of God, or his righteousness, and the people had seen his glory. So Zion is glad. So now we've moved out from the people, just the general people, and then especially the people that are serving the graven images, to Zion. This is the place where the temple is built. Zion is Jerusalem, and now Zion has ears to hear. Notice how we have anthropomorphized the city itself. It heard and was glad. Well, of course, because Zion is the place where the Lord's presence is. Not only is his presence in heaven, where his throne is, but his presence also in Zion, where the temple is. And so David, or whoever wrote this, is saying, well, the holy place heard that the Lord had declared his righteousness. And it was glad about that. And the daughters of Judah rejoiced. Now, the daughters of Judah are the smaller cities, the little municipalities that surround the city of Zion. The daughters of Judah are those little places, maybe walled, maybe not walled, maybe just a country village, where they depend on the city itself, the larger city itself, maybe for protection, for governance, all those kind of things. But the daughters of Judah are the smaller cities. Because of thy judgments, O Lord. So notice again how throughout this psalm we're weaving in and out the idea of righteousness and judgment. We started in verse 2 by talking about the righteousness and the judgment of God. The habitation for those two things is in his throne. And then we see righteousness mentioned in verse 6, and now we see judgment mentioned in verse 8. So righteousness and judgment are a part of this revelation of God. We cannot extract those two things from him. He is always righteous. He always exhibits true judgment. So for the daughters of Zion or Judah to rejoice because of thy judgments is a natural thing. We would understand that because they're excited. Zion is happy that the righteousness has been revealed. The daughters of Judah are happy because of his judgments. He has judged the world in equity and in righteousness, and all of that proceeding from the throne of God. Okay. Verse 9, for thou, Lord, art high above all the earth, thou art exalted above all gods. Now, I said previously, this is the grand statement of purpose, or the statement of faith. This is the declaration. This is the great declaration of Psalm 97. And it sort of encompasses everything that's being said about him. He is high above all the earth, exalted far above all gods, because he is the only God. And so we have that here in verse 9. It stands as this wonderful confession of the people, but not only of the people, but of the Bible itself, to declare that God himself is king. He reigns. He is above all things. That's an important thing for us to say. He is above all things. His throne is the habitation for righteousness and judgment because he is there, and he is over all the earth and exalted above all the vanity of man, that is, the gods that men create. Okay, I hope you'll join me tomorrow. We're going to pick up and do the third section that we find in verses 10 through 12, in Psalm 97 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.